Hi, everybody. I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi. It is March 16th. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to talk about U.S. immigration law, my favorite thing to talk about, which I do all day, every day. You can check the thousands of videos, it seems, we have all over the internet. We're live on Instagram today. First time in a while we're doing Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, two different YouTube pages. You got the JQK Law main page, but also a clips page that we put hundreds and hundreds of clips that are really specific to what you're looking for. So what we're doing here right now is talking about U.S. immigration. Take your questions to provide general legal guidance on what's going on in the immigration system. It's not intended for individual legal advice. Definitely consult with an attorney in private if that's what you're looking for. But it'll give you a good understanding of what's going on to get a better idea of your case. And if you want, just email me, schedule a consultation. It's info@jqqlaw.com. That's info@jqqlaw.com, where you can find me. You talk with me, my associate Anya. She's a Russian speaker. I have more associates and team members coming that speak other languages too: Turkish, Filipino, Pashto. A lot of these that speak Farsi. So we're really going for a large scale to help as many people as possible, and we'll be there for you. So with that said, there's two other points I want to say. We give away free consultations. There's 3 raffles every 10 minutes. And what you have to do is just like, subscribe, and write consultation, and wherever you're watching this. And then in 10 minutes, and every 10 minutes till 6:30 Pacific time, we're recording. Next 30 minutes, I'll name a winner. My assistant, Kayla, will give me a winner of a raffle, and you get a consultation, talk in private, 15 minutes of video, so we can get down to business and talk more in detail about your case. And the other thing is, if you're interested in doing a marriage green card case, download the Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide at marriageimmigrationlaw.com and learn about what's going on in your fiance case, marriage case, learn the strategy, options, all that kind of stuff before you talk with an immigration lawyer, so you know exactly what's going on. You can make a good decision. Having said all that, let's get it started. All right, so we're going a lot of different places, a lot of different platforms here, all over the internet. Let's just take the first one. So Aliyah said, hi, at what time are you going live today? Well, right now, Aliyah, thank you so much for watching. We're taking your questions. Just shoot them over. And hello to everyone who's joining, especially on Instagram. We haven't been on Instagram over a year. But like, hey, let's go Instagram live today. So next question, Jat says, hi. Shri says, PERM process, please. Okay, so what is PERM? PERM is the starting process for a person who wants to get a work visa in the United States through an employer, EB2 or EB3 category. And what the process generally is first you have an employer that finds a foreign person that they may want to hire. And then they go through this process of finding out what is the proper wage to pay this person in the location and in the job type that they have based on what the needs are. And then they run advertisements to see if there's anyone else that can fill this job. Once that process is complete, then an I-140 application is submitted to say, we have this job and all this kind of stuff to the government, and we want to do it. And once they approve that, or at the same time, in some cases, you can file for adjustment of status if you're in the United States and apply for a green card. So generally, the green card work visa process has 3 steps to it. It's that initial part of finding out how much to pay a person, as well as advertising. Then it has an I-140 application, and then either at the same time, adjustment of status, or separately. Adjustment status and consular processing are different versions of applying for a green card based on all the initial work that the company did for you. So that, in a nutshell, is a process. Is extremely more complicated than that. Very, very complicated process, multi-year process sometimes. But yeah, hope that helped you. Thanks for your question. User 47 says, citizenship update, how fast moving do you know? There is no answer that could be given to that because every case is different and every field office is different. So, for example, in Los Angeles, we have citizenship cases in one office that are getting done in 2.5 months. It's incredible. Then at the same office, there's years taking. Los Angeles generally is faster when it comes to citizenship, but in San Francisco, consistently it's longer in all different places. So when people ask how fast is it going, there's no one that can answer that, because you might be at an office that gets every case done in 2 months, 3 months, but your case takes 2 years. And there's no reason for it sometimes. It's just like, oops, got lost, this or that. So you should not get involved in thinking about how fast or slow things are going. Just put it out there. You have no control over it. It's extremely difficult to know how long these things are actually going to last. So it's not a good way to view it, because all the timelines are unreliable. If you go to USCIS.gov and check their timelines, or if you go and look at your online portal for your citizenship or N400 case, it'll give you an estimated time, but it's consistently not correct. So there's no point in actually doing that unless it's taking way out of control time, and that's when potentially You can complain about it to USCIS, we complain about it to your congressperson, or even file a lawsuit for the delay. So these are things that are possible. But thank you for your question. Nazia says, hi to you. Nazia, good to meet you. Fatfimo says, love your videos. Thank you. Well, God bless you. Thank you so much for posting. Nazia says, tomorrow I have a marriage-based interview. Can you give some tips, please? So sure. You know, marriage green card applications are my bread and butter. Those are the things I do all the time. You should download the marriage. Well, it's your interviews tomorrow. Don't bother now. But the marriage, the ebook I have, the Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide at marriageimmigrationlaw.com. I have a series of 5 pages of questions. But you know, for the marriage interview, you got to be prepared to talk about yourself as couples, what you did, how you met, what date you met, what the courting process was, what the engagement process of, and just know each other like you're talking to a friend about the details of your relationship, and both parties have to be familiar with it. Other than that, you want to have all your documents, passports, birth certificates, originals, marriage certificate, original, all that kind of stuff with you. And then, yeah, just documents, be prepared to answer questions about your background, about your relationship. Now, if you have criminal history, if you have weird issues, inadmissibility history, entry, admission issues, that's a whole different ballpark. But for the typical case, you got to be able to talk about how your relationship was developed in detail, and you be able to answer facts about, where you work and address, which should be easy enough. And also, yeah, just have the paperwork ready. You have the proper documentation to back up, the original. So they want to see that passports, birth certificates, marriage certificates, divorce certificates, children's birth certificates potentially. Do your medical checkup. Sometimes, my firm, mostly for marriage cases, we don't do the medical checkup with the initial application. We have clients do it afterwards and take it with them to the interview. So those are all the stuff. But overall, usually these cases are approved, but every case is different. But I wish you the best of luck. Keep us posted. Come by next week and let us know how you did. Nazia, God bless. Good luck. Dufagua says, is there still a chance for 2021 green card winners? Well, there's been lawsuits about that. I don't know. I don't know. There's more context I'll need of because green card winners, you mean the green card lottery? There's lawsuits obviously. I don't follow the lawsuits. It's a small group of people at this point who are in it, and it's not something I follow because, just there's a lot of things that have to follow with immigration. So sorry, I don't have more information about that. Next question, BBI says, why does USCIS transfer cases? So you might get this sometimes. You have a case pending with USCIS, and most of the time they do it without even telling you. But sometimes you'll get a notice that says your case has been transferred to another location, another service center. What's going on with that? The reality is, and I saw this when you check out the statistics for case processing for USCIS, like I-130 petitions. I remember seeing the statistic a couple months ago where they try to have each service center do around 5,000 cases. So they have to distribute it. It might go to one location and they're getting too many cases, they're piling up. And so they'll send it to another place because they have too many cases, it's being too slow, they're being overwhelmed or something. So they try to see, who has less cases, let's send them over there, might go in faster. So, a lot of times, and this morning actually I had a case that was to the Nebraska Service Center, and it's been taking, I don't know, like 8 or 9 months, maybe 10 months. And Nebraska Service Center, that's too far. I can't remember the exact dates. I think we filed the case in April, and then Nebraska Service Center is a marriage to U.S. citizen case. And Nebraska said, cases before June it's overdue if it's past that. So I called USCIS up and I said, what's going on? How come it's taking this long? Because I tried going online to make a complaint. It wouldn't let me. And they're like, you're not in Nebraska. You're at the Potomac Service Center, which is 10 to 15 months or some other timeline that's longer than Nebraska. And I was like, okay, they never gave me a notice that I was transferred, but it was. And we have no control over it. But essentially, it's a way for them to try to deal with the amount of cases coming in the caseload. And they're doing the best they can, I guess. But that's what we're seeing. So that's the answer to that. Thank you for your question, Bia. Sayed says, any updates on the I-730? Sir, I-730 is cases for spouses and children dependents of, people who have asylum status in the United States. And the only update is taking forever. No good updates. That just people contacting me saying it's not moving forward. It's taking forever. That's bad news. That's about it. Sorry about that. Aliyah says, good evening. I have a question. What documents do I need to support my physical presence in the United States for 1 year? It's whatever. Look at your life and see how you could show that you were in the United States physically. Did you go to school? Did you have car insurance? Did you have work? Did you get in a car accident and police report came that's there? So hopefully that wasn't the case, but look at your life, analyze it day by day and see where do I have a paper trail that's there. Potentially get affidavits from people who know you, your church, friends, family or something. There's lesser weight to that maybe. But if you want to document something, a physical presence in particular, which is needed for various different types of cases, you got to be able to, document it to the best of your ability. Sometimes, depending on the type of case, they're more lenient and affidavits may work, but sometimes they won't. So it's really depends on your case and what you're doing. AJ says, I'm documentary qualified December 14th, 2020. This is a person who has a green card through the U.S. Embassy type case, IR1, marriage to a spouse. It's been pending for more than a year. Our case has been skipped, and they are now scheduling DQ in August 2021, case for March. So, AJ, which embassy you're constantly looking at? But I see that's the case. I don't even want to tell people this, but I have one embassy in particular where I have a couple of cases pending a year over there. And then I recently had a case, that's immediately, once those documents are qualified, 5 days later, the embassy scheduled an appointment. And I'm really happy for that client, but at the same time, it's like, what in the world's going on? These other people are waiting a year, they're frustrated, they're angry, and they tell me, my friend got this, my friend got that, and I believe him because it's so inconsistent. And emailing the embassies usually doesn't do anything, which I'm going to start doing just to do it. Getting your congressperson involved doesn't help. Maybe filing a lawsuit, but then you're on the hook for a bunch of money and headache. And so it's just it's not a reliable system, unfortunately. Now, AJ, my associate, my assistant Kayla said you're our winner for our free raffle. So take a screenshot of where you're watching this so I can see his user profile is from your phone and or profile, and email it to me at info@jqqlaw.com. That's info@jqqlaw.com. So we can schedule a time in privacy to learn more about your case and maybe help you out a little bit to the extent I can. But I look forward to that. For those just tuning in, we're giving a free video consultations. What you got to do is like and subscribe wherever you're watching this, so you're part of the team watching the show, and write consultation. And my wonderful assistant, 10 minutes, will name another person as a winner. So just stay tuned. We'll name that out pretty soon. So let's jump. We got a ton of questions. Let's see what's going on. AJ Father says Mumbai. Yeah, U.S. Embassy in India, you're out of luck. It's just that's just the way it is over there. Huge backlogs. Shota says, what's the difference in the process of adjusting status when you've adjusted status in marriage with a citizen versus an LPR? So the adjustment of status process itself is exactly the same, except if you're marrying to a U.S. citizen, you have the ability to be out of status. So let's say you were a person entering on a tourist visa and you married a U.S. citizen and your tourist visa lapses, you go out of status, you can still get a green card if you marry a U.S. citizen, but you can't if you're a green card holder. A green card holder filing adjustment of status has to have a clean immigration history for the most part. There's always nuances to this. It's not 100%, it's 99% what I'm saying. But it's under INA, Immigration Nationality Act Section 245, create certain exceptions for if you're married to U.S. citizens. So if you're out of status at this point, if you work without work authorization, if you're married to a U.S. citizen, they'll forgive that. But it doesn't work if you're married to a green card holder. And you see with regard to timelines, U.S. citizenship cases are generally going to be faster than LPRs, but not always. But those are the big differences. And then once you get a green card, it's going to take longer for you to get citizenship. So if you've been married to a U.S. citizen after getting your green card for 3 years, you could file for citizenship 3 years later after getting the green card. That's circular. But if you've been married to a green card holder, you got to wait the whole 5 years. So there's little nuanced differences here and there. But it's case by case basis. We have to see what's going on with your case. That's problematic. So thank you for your questions, Shota. Mosi asks, is there a problem if I submit my request for evidence both online and through the mail? Thanks. I never use the online system. Most attorneys don't. I don't know if there's a problem or not, but it might cause confusion. So I would just do one probably. But I don't do online systems, so I've never tested that. But I wouldn't even bother testing it. Why confuse them? I have two things might annoy and frustrate them. So it's up to you what you want to do. But I just don't do online, so I don't want to advise on that. Probably wouldn't do both, but I can't say 100%. Monterey Phillips, on our regulars, good to see you again. It says, I applied for marriage adjustment on September 1st, 2021. The work permit still pending. Interview scheduled for April in San Jose. That's about the San Jose timeline. Husband worked with authorization to pass. Any tips for the interview? So if your husband worked authorization, it goes back to the previous question. What's the difference between marrying a green card holder versus a citizen? If the U.S. petitioner is a citizen, then it's all good. But if they're a green card holder and they work with authorization, that's going to lead to a denial, unfortunately. Also, what you got to be careful of, even if married to a U.S. citizen, is that some people find work, and in the application for their work on Form I-9 in particular, they list that they're a U.S. citizen. And that is really bad. So if they work, let's say you're married to a citizen and you work, but you work maybe be a gardener, getting paid cash by somebody or a nanny or something like that, then that's still going to be okay if you're married to a U.S. citizen. But if you worked at some company, at a restaurant, and they filled out a Form I-9 and had a fake, information or mark that you're a U.S. citizen, that's considered false claim to citizenship and could lead to, and if they find out, it's going to lead to a denial and removal. It's very difficult, almost impossible to overcome, except for a few rare types of things they can do to overcome that. So I would need more information about the case to be able to guide it, Monterey Films, but that's the general overview of the issues involved in the questions you're asking about. Aaliyah follows up, I've been here for more than a year, but I did not work and I do not have a W-2 form or payment stubs. I live with my son. What is the best document to support my physical presence? Aaliyah, I need to talk with you and learn your life. I don't know anything about you. So I did name some stuff, but everyone's life is unique, you know. So you have a son. When you go to your son's school, if they're young, and pick them up, are you on the record as being the mom? Are you on record on going to school meeting nights? Could the teachers there testify they saw you there? Principal, for example. You got to dig in deep and look at your life, you know, and say, where was I on Monday? Where was I on Tuesday? Where was I on Thursday? January, February, March. And then be like, okay, we have this here, we have this here. Maybe you're at a place and they, you know, a robbery happened and there was a camera there that recorded the robbery and you're there standing eating a taco or ice cream, you know. You say, hey, look, the camera's there, look at me, I'm there. If you need to, you got to go that deep, and that's just what we do as lawyers, is try to think like and help you dig through that, your memory, to see what it is. So that's the way to do it, and hopefully you come up with something, Aliyah. Good luck. Defuja follows up, 2020 winner, didn't get an interview due to lockdown. Do I have a chance of current ongoing court case? As I said, I don't track the ongoing court case. You'd have to talk with the lawyers that are doing that. On Twitter, Curtis Morrison, I think, is the lead attorney on a major case on that. He's on Twitter all the time. You know, contact him and see what's going on. But I don't track this case. It's just this is the only thing happening. Wait, what's asked? My U.S. citizen wife never filed taxes, but I've always filed taxes. Will that affect my marriage-based green card? Well, yes, because if your wife is going to apply for your card, they have to file an affidavit of support, and there's a requirement that they have filed either if they were supposed to or making income, filed taxes for the last 3 years, or if they were not making income, then it's okay. Just state that I wasn't making any income, so I didn't have to file taxes. You got to talk with your accountant, see what's appropriate, and do that. But if they were supposed to file taxes and they didn't, yeah, they're not going to be able to get the I-864 affidavit of support approved. But if they're not making money, maybe it'll work. Talk with an accountant. What is appropriate when it comes to the taxes for her? And you might need a joint sponsor if she's still not making money. But that just goes too much into case specifics. You'd have a consultation. Have a consultation, talk more detail about your private case. Simi asks, is there any updates about F2A Visa, Islamabad Embassy? No updates, unfortunately. Can't help you with that. Nazi says, thank you so much. You're welcome. God bless you. Kingsley says, what does it mean when the USCIS says from I-751 case closed, been received by other means? So probably it means that you filed for a green card, most likely, and you also filed for employment authorization so you can get a work permit while the green card case is pending. Probably your green card case was approved, you're issued a green card, so getting a work permit is unnecessary at this point because you have the green card, which is a work permit as well, in addition to permanent residency proof and all that kind of stuff. So they don't need to work on the I-765 employment authorization anymore because you've got the green card. That's most likely what it means. It could be some nuance of the kind of case, but it's nothing to worry about if that's the case. But I don't know the details of your case, if they made a mistake or not. I don't know how to check all that out. But thanks for the question. Aj Patel says, my case I-130 has been reviewed by USCIS. How long is it going to take to be approved? Well, check out USCIS.gov. They have case processing times that are not reliable, but I'd rather you take it from them than me say a number and you say I was wrong. So go check out USCIS.gov, case processing timelines, and you could get an idea of what their estimates are. Musi asks, and Musi are regulars. Actually, you probably asked a question earlier, but excuse me. I got my biometrics done 95 days ago and submitted my RFE for I-64 65 days ago. I didn't get anything, no work permit or no social security number. This is for I-130 for U.S. citizen kids. Yeah, just got to wait. I don't know. These things aren't fast, so just got to wait. Jasmine says, should we mention civil case in my N400 interview? I don't know. A civil case is just not enough information for me to know exactly what happened. It may not. You should definitely consult with an immigration attorney in private about that to see what's appropriate. Have all the paperwork for the civil case to see what's going on. There's different kinds of civil cases. If it's a civil case accusation of fraud, that might not look good. So you have to see what's going on. I can't answer that very individualized question here. Mosila says, will filing form I-130 affect the availability or ability to travel to the United States on a tourist visa? So this is a question I get every day. If you have a tourist visa and you want to visit the U.S., but you have a green card case pending, it's not a problem. And what I always say is the standard answer every lawyer will give you, and it's what I was trained to give, and most lawyers are trained to give, is do not come. It's too dangerous because you have an I-130 pending, which means you have a green card case in the works. And what they don't want you to do is come here as a tourist, but then just stay here and apply for a green card. So the story is that at the airport, they're going to hassle you and say, oh, why are you trying to come here? You have a green card case pending. You're just going to file for adjustment of status and stay. And then, potentially they'll think you're doing fraud and lying, and it goes downhill from there. In practice, many of my clients who I told to not do this didn't listen to me over the years, just came. And none of my clients ever had problems, but their attempt really was not to stay here. They're coming as a tourist and they talked to the airport and it was fine. It depends on your case, depends on your background. Some people come with 6 bags and a one-way ticket. The officer would be like, why, if you're a tourist, so you come with 6 luggages that huge and a one-way ticket and a copy of your original birth certificate, why would you bring all this stuff? You're probably lying. You're really coming here to adjust status, and we're going to accuse you of fraud and remove you and give expedited removal. All that's possible. So, generally prefer people don't do that. But, if at the same time, you got to live your life. If your spouse or loved one is here, you want to visit them, and you haven't seen them for 2 years, then you got to do what you got to do. Just be honest and no lying, and be prepared for go back on have a return ticket, that is, and don't play any games or anything, but try it. But I can't guarantee anything. It's at the end of the day going to be up to an officer at the airport, port of entry, that you're going to deal with, and it's their decision. I can only tell you about the pros and cons and just leave it at that. But thank you for your question. This is an important one. We get it all the time, Mama Silo. All right, what are we doing? Okay, Green Shade says, how long will Social Security take after EAD is received? It could take 1 day, it could take months, it could never come because you have to call and follow up. It varies on every case. Happy Money says, how long does it take to sponsor Indian parents? I'm over 30-year-old naturalized citizen. Before COVID, it was probably a year and a half. But things are backed up with the U.S. Embassy in Turkey and India for handling this. Probably it's going to be more like 2 years, hopefully not longer, but possibly longer, because they're just so backed up with Indian cases. And I always have a lot of Indian cases, parents and spouses pending. It just takes a while because the embassy is not fully functioning right now, and they're not doing their regular numbers and stuff. So they have a huge backlog of cases there. All right. User H2 says EAD and advanced parole delay. Why? She asked government. I don't understand it either. Unfortunately, just take a while to do this stuff. Hash says, I really appreciate good work. I'm always making time to get educated from your lives. So God bless you, Hash. Thank you so much. And education is the name of the game. That's the best way to do it. It's a lot of confusing stuff to embrace it. So I'm glad you're taking the initiative and learning for yourself. Some people get lawyers and they don't want to know anything about their case. They don't bother. And, lawyers make mistakes. They forget all this stuff. Why not educate yourself and as you're doing it, but everyone else, and obviously if you're watching this, you're into it, to know what's going on in your process. It's your life. That's why when I talk to my clients, when we get a case approved, I always say, tell people we did it. And, I have a team now, but for many years, for most of my career, 10 years, I was the only person there. So I'll talk with other people and I said, oh, we got the case approved. And I said, oh, I thought you didn't have staff. And I said, no, it's me and the clients and the husband and wife we're working with, because it's a group effort. All of us have to be on the same page to be efficient. There's delays baked in this cake. So best thing we could do is be fast on our end, make sure the information is correct, and to do our best to do it. And because that's the only thing we can. So it's good for them to be on top of it with the lawyer, going hand in hand. I believe in that. I don't try to hide from my clients and that kind of stuff. But, it's just on a side note, it's a headache. The government makes mistakes. I have a case right now at the National Visa Center. We're waiting 4 months for them to review the paperwork for this immigrant visa spouse case. And we got a message today that said we didn't upload the police certificate. And so when you're doing consular processing, getting a green card through the embassy, there's a requirement that you upload where the person lives and has resided through a history of their lives, that they need to, oh, we're running late. Really quick, wait. I'll say this story and then wait. Uzi, you won the raffle, but I'll give information in a second. But they require that you upload police certificates where you live. And this person, if you check the Department of State's website, they say police certificates are not available for this country that the person resides in. And so we got an RFE essentially from National Visa Center saying, why didn't you upload this? And so now I have to say, which I already had initial, so they didn't read it. I'll say, listen, the Department of State says it's not required. Here's a screenshot. This is the rules. And then you got to wait 1, 2, 3, 4 months for them to realize that they made a mistake. So it's just, it's frustrating. These people want to start their lives and come to the United States, all that kind of stuff. And we have to deal with this. It's just a headache. So, we try our best, but at the very least, we were fast on our end on everything else. We save time there as the government's so unreliable. Sorry, it's a frustrating thing I thought I'd share with everybody. It's so annoying. But wait, what? Wait, what? Uzi. Wait underscore what underscore Uzi. You're a winner of a raffle. Email me. Take a screenshot of where you're watching this. Email that screenshot so I know it's you, and we'll schedule a quick free video consultation, 15 minutes. For those just tuning in 5 more minutes, we're going to announce one more winner for free consultation lottery. Just like, subscribe, and write consultation in the discussion part, comment section, and we'll name someone off a few minutes. And if you're interested in a marriage green card case, download the Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide, free, 40+ pages. It'll blow your mind how much information is in there for free. Go to marriageimmigrationlaw.com. Marriageimmigrationlaw.com. Let's say a couple more questions and call it a day. Rohan asks, I applied for a CR1 visa. That's a marriage visa, a green card for my wife. In my case, it's documentary qualifies since January 2021. Can I file mandamus and file a lawsuit? You could always do that if you want. I don't know if it's going to be successful. We filed one and it didn't go anywhere. But hey, give it a shot if you want, Rohan. Seamask, are there any updates? We already answered that question. D Black Masala says, I'm married American, filed for adjustment of status for I-485, and she did the I-130. The I-130 have been approved for 5 months now. I haven't heard back. What's the next step? I don't know if it's your case, but I guess your adjustment has to be pending. I'm not sure why you submitted them separately, but I don't know. I have to see what's going on in your case, so I can't answer that. Essentially, it's an interview, but it's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on, but probably interview. Plumman asks, a green card received September 2017, had 8 months absence and returned August 2018. Am I eligible to apply for new and 403 months? Should I apply now or wait for the 8-month gap clears out of the way? Wait for the 8-month gap to clear out of the way. That's going to be probably lead to a denial. So you don't want to have 6+ months. You got to wait. The best to just completely get out the gap. They can nowadays still hassle you about that gap, but probably they won't if you just push out the 5-year period. That's a safer thing to do. It's not that there's some games you could play, maybe do it sooner, but I'm not saying it's a safer thing. I can't give individual legal guidance. I need to see why you're out, what was going on. It may be possible the officer will still accept it, even if you're out and you file now. But it depends, individual decision, safer. So it's not that I'm saying for sure you'll get denied. I got to clarify that, but it's just safer if you want to do that. But consult an attorney private. Roham says, I'm a U.S. citizen and her 9-year-old son is a U.S. citizen and she is living with me. I'm a U.S. citizen and her 9-year-old son is a U.S. citizen. He lives with me too. Roham, I lost track of what the questions were, but sorry. Definitely consult in private. Maybe we'll talk about that. Sorry. BD says form 1450 doesn't matter which payment I choose. I prefer credit card. I generally don't do credit cards. I'm going back into doing it because it's kind of smoother for paperwork wise. But when you do credit cards, sometimes they don't put the numbers in correctly. It's check it balances. So I would only do a credit card filing. Pay the filing fee for USCIS with a credit card if it's a case that does not have a deadline issue. So if the government makes a mistake in inputting the credit card information and rejects the case, because the payment didn't go through, it doesn't create a problem because your deadlines have passed and then it becomes a big mess up. But if that's not the case, I use a credit card. But if there is a deadline, I would use checks and make sure the check is filled out properly. That's the way to go. Heart Taker says, can you divorce if your spouse is out of the country? Talk with a family attorney. I do immigration law only. Thank you for so much service. The Fuga says, thank you so much. God bless you. We'll do 1 or 2 more questions and we'll call it a day. Ollie says, I received my EAD last week and still haven't gotten Social Security. Know how long it will take. Wait another week. If it doesn't come, call the Social Security office. There's no consistent timelines on that. Winner Do says, I was naturalized when I was 25. And am I qualified to file for CRBA for my child born in Dominican Republic now? There's more information I need to know about your presence and where you've lived in your life and where you've been after 14 and all this kind of stuff. So when I can't answer that without individually reviewing your case. So there's just facts I would need to know. And last-ish question. Nihal says, my asylum interview was postponed last April, but after lockdown, never sent an interview date. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just you got to wait probably. I don't know. Maybe you missed it. I don't know. But I don't have any guidance on that. We'll take one more question. Daryl says, I'm married American and file I-485. Yeah, we already asked this question. Let's jump down and see. Nilu asks, which embassy is better for Iranians? Which embassy is working faster? The thing is, Iran doesn't have a U.S. embassy. And so if Iranians want to do green card processing or all kinds of processing, typically they go to Armenia, Turkey, or the United Arab Emirates. The thing is, every 3 or 4 months, it changes. Right now, Armenia is the better one. But 2 weeks from now, 2 months from now, that could shut down. And then Turkey's better because they're faster because they reopen. And that could shut down because Turkey's not letting Iranians in and the UAE is better. So in these kind of things right now is Armenia, but by the time your case moves forward or something like that, it could be a whole different story. So and just pick. I usually say go to Armenia because it's less expensive. Or if you think they'll do a vacation in Turkey, go there. You want to go to UAE for fun and vacation before you interview or something, go there. Base it upon other reasons, costs, fun, vacation, because they're all going to be at the end of the day unreliable of how they're going to process the case. And we'll take one more. Let me choose this. So I got one to sponsor me. No, 5 more extras, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Kesh, the last one. File I-130 and I-485 for parent and need to withdraw the application due to no longer having a relationship with parent. I'm sorry about that. So will she still be able to visit on B2 if I cancel application? No, that's pretty out. That's her B2 is pretty screwed out there. She's probably overstayed her B2. If that hasn't happened, she's indicated that she wanted to apply for adjustment of status, want to apply for a green card. There's a good chance either she won't be issued a visa, or at the airport they're going to say, hey, you try to apply for a green card, and because of that it could be an issue. I can't guarantee it. It's up to other people, so the government officers, but there's more likely than not chance that she's not going to be able to really come to the United States anymore because you started the I-485 and put that in the record. Not guaranteed. Maybe it'll be no problem, but that's a serious risk that's to be considered. And so hopefully you get patched up and just finish up the I-485, not withdraw the case. But God bless, Kesh. I hope that gets worked out. Sucks to have to go through that. Not the first time I've seen this fact pattern, unfortunately. But everyone, thank you so much for watching. Did we announce the winner? Roham, did I get your name out there? Roham 1977. If you're still watching, take a screenshot where you're watching this. Email it to me at info@jqqlaw.com so I know it's you. And that's it. So tune in next week. We're going to do 3 more free consultation raffles. Put your name in the hat and we'll get it in. If you want to learn about fiance and marriage cases, download the Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide at marriageimmigrationlaw.com, and we'll take it from there. God bless everyone. Be safe, and see you next week, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Bye-bye. Wednesday.